What's going on, everyone? DylanLasagna here, fresh off the Royal Rumble 2020. Guys, that main event, that was crazy. That was really crazy. The rest of the night was honestly pretty decent. I mean, I'll get into the women's Royal Rumble because I do apologize for those that were expecting a reaction from me in regards to the women's Royal Rumble, but apparently when it comes to Streamlabs and YouTube, they don't align unless if you use the live dashboard and all that BS. But my dumbass decided to use Streamlabs for the women's Rumble reaction on my phone. But unfortunately, I guess it never went through. So we were live reacting, and it never fed through. So my apologies for those expecting a women's Rumble reaction. But you did see the men's Rumble reaction, and man, that was pretty nuts. So since we're fresh from the men's side of the Rumble, we're gonna talk about that first. But I want to know what all of you thought. Hopefully, for those of you that will be joining in shortly, hopefully some of you will be joining in the conversation about the men's Rumble and the entire Royal Rumble in general, the pay-per-view in general. But this is DylanLasagna Live, episode 40. We're pretty much recapping the Royal Rumble 2020. Not just the Royal Rumble matches, but some of my thoughts about the rest of the pay-per-view card. And we are going to start it off with the Royal Rumble match itself on the men's side, because half the match was as expected as I thought it would be. Brock Lesnar just took everyone to Suplex City, but he just pretty much dominated this match. So you had Brock Lesnar start out with Elias, and Elias was trying to sing a song, but Brock Lesnar wasn't gonna have it. So Brock Lesnar rushed out of the ring. He went out and attacked Elias, and he brought him to the ring. And next thing you know, Lesnar eliminates Elias. So here comes Eric Rowan at number 3. He has that cage with him. So as soon as he gets in the ring, Brock Lesnar eliminates him. So Robert Roode comes out. He doesn't get any offense in either, and Brock Lesnar eliminates him. So by this point, and so many entries in, almost the entire roster, almost the entirety of the main roster is getting buried by a part-timer in Brock Lesnar. This is the state we're in with WWE. It's like Vince McMahon relies so heavily on Brock Lesnar that, you know what? Let's make it clear that we're gonna bury the entire main roster, that we don't care about the new guys around town. Yeah, we don't care about the full-timers around here, so let's have our part-timer, our greatest part-timer of all time, and Brock Lesnar, bury the ever-living shit of all the full-timers here on this main stage. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't. Whatever. But anyway, so he pretty much buries John Morrison, but then you have a moment of doubt with Brock Lesnar because Kofi Kingston comes in and he lasts more than 10 seconds against Brock Lesnar, because if you guys remember, Kofi Kingston lost the WWE title against Brock Lesnar on the first episode of SmackDown on Fox in less than 10 seconds, and Kofi was out for revenge, but pretty much he met the same fate. Brock Lesnar took him to Suplex City, but hey, he was still lasting a long time against Lesnar this time around. So here comes Rey Mysterio and Big E. They try to triple team Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar gets the upper hand eventually. He eliminates Rey Mysterio. He eliminates Big E. Then he eliminates Kofi Kingston with an F5 to the floor. And pretty much we're back to square one. We're back to square one. So here comes Cesaro. Here comes Shelton Benjamin. I like the moment with Shelton Benjamin because back in the day, Brock Lesnar and Shelton Benjamin were college friends at the University of Minnesota. And they were... I don't know what were they feuding with one another back in. No, they were feuding back with one another in 2003 when Shelton Benjamin was part of Team Angle. During the WrestleMania feud with Kurt Angle, and then Brock Lesnar was hugging Shelton Benjamin, and they were about to like double team their way to the final two, but then Brock Lesnar just like betrays Shelton Benjamin after like moments of like hugging. So here comes Shinsuke Nakamura. He gets eliminated, and then we get the first surprise of the night, MVP. But he also gets eliminated. So that was a waste of a surprise return. But then here we get another surprise of the night. North American champion from NXT, Keith Lee, comes in next, and unlike most of all the entrants at the time, he takes his time with going against Brock Lesnar. He doesn't go rushing in like Kofi Kingston did when he lost the WWE title. He actually walks down to the ring, and when he's in the ring, he actually stares down at Brock Lesnar. And he actually got the upper hand on Lesnar, and Lesnar might have found his match. I honestly thought Keith Lee was going to be the guy to eliminate Brock Lesnar, but here comes Braun Strowman. He looked like he was also going to be the one to eliminate Brock Lesnar, but you know what? Braun Strowman decided to be dumb, go outside the ring, obviously in the middle rope, because with Royal Rumble rules, you can only be eliminated over the top rope. More on that later. I'm gonna have a little small rant about that later. He went through the middle rope so he can do his little shoulder tackle onto Keith Lee, but then you all forgot about Brock Lesnar, because he decided to take Keith Lee and Braun Strowman to Suplex City, and then once they recovered, because Brock Lesnar was so gassed from giving them suplexes, Keith Lee and Braun Strowman were dumb enough to fight each other instead of trying to go after Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar eliminated both of them. Ah, man. Why? And then Ricochet came out next. Ricochet had a score to settle with Lesnar because Lesnar gave him the dick kick a couple days ago on Raw. But unfortunately, Ricochet was also taken to Brock Lesnar City because he wasn't taken to Suplex City. He was just given a backbreaker immediately. But at this point, Brock Lesnar was very fatigued. He was it looked like his moment was about to end in the Royal Rumble, because up next was one of my picks to win the Royal Rumble in Drew McIntyre. So Drew McIntyre stared down Brock Lesnar, and from behind, Ricochet got Lesnar back with a low blow, and to eliminate Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre hit a Claymore kick, and me and my friend Sam were raving and finally excited that Brock Lesnar got eliminated, and that just pointed that McIntyre might win this. McIntyre might win this and go after Brock Lesnar. Next we had The Miz, but he was immediately eliminated by Drew McIntyre, and by that point, Brock Lesnar was still there, knocked out, and McIntyre was still showing his poise against to prove his worth against Brock Lesnar. Let's just say it at that. So you got a couple more entrants like AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, and Carl Anderson, but the number 21 was the biggest surprise of the night. When you heard, "You think you know me?" And I was like, I had to go get some food because I was hungry as heck. I mean, I heard it over there, but I was like, I had to go quickly because it was just like my friend Sam was freaking out because it was Edge, and I was like, oh fuck, oh god. It's like I had that internal reaction because it was like, even though it's been 9 years since Edge announced his retirement, I just couldn't handle like Cody still wrestle like despite having that career-ending neck surgery. Turns out he had a really good performance in the Royal Rumble. He was giving spears left and right, but he was also doing other moves perfectly, and he was selling moves from other wrestlers without any harm whatsoever, hopefully. But throughout the whole time he was in there, I was just concerned that they might aggravate like that neck injury. But honestly, man, that had me shook. Edge actually returning after announcing his retirement 9 years ago. I know it was heavily rumored and all that, and I honestly didn't want to believe it because, you know, it's just the fact that, you know, it's not worth the risk, especially with an injury like that. It's like similar to Steve Austin's with his neck injury. That's why, you know, Austin's has been retired for like this long, and he clearly doesn't want to go back. But Edge, not bad. He like did really good like tonight. Then you had King Corbin and Matt Riddle come out. I'm kind of surprised that Goldberg didn't come out as well, because it would have been pretty funny to have Matt Riddle and Goldberg square off in the Royal Rumble. But unfortunately for Matt Riddle, he got eliminated by Baron Corbin. But then Baron Corbin got eliminated later by, was it Edge? No, it was I think it was Randy Orton. I don't remember. So you had Luke Gallows, then Randy Orton come out, and then Roman Reigns came out to booze, which ironically people were also cheering him earlier in the night in that Falls Count Anywhere match. But I feel them. It was there was that fear of Roman Reigns possibly winning the Royal Rumble again and going to Raw to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, or ending Bray Wyatt's hot streak at WrestleMania and claiming the Universal title as well. But so I get that fear because I had it too. So he eliminates Dolph Ziggler, but then he gets attacked by Drew McIntyre. So here comes Kevin Owens. Here comes Aleister Black. The field's starting to shorten as we get to number 29-30. Here comes Samoa Joe. And last but not least, last year's Rumble winner, Seth Rollins. Unlike last year where he came alone, he has his faction this time around. He has AOP and Buddy Murphy on his side. And Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens go under the ring to attack them, but the numbers game caught up to them. The AOP drags out Rated RKO and send them ringside, and then Seth Rollins just waltzes his way into the ring, to attack whoever's inside. He attacked Aleister Black. He attacked Roman Reigns, and he also eliminated Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, because he eliminated Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, that just pissed them off because that only rose their ire. That only pissed them off because they went on to attack AOP. And Aleister Black also got eliminated by Rollins because of Buddy Murphy. So that resulted in Aleister Black attacking Buddy Murphy as well. And they went off to fight each other all around the cheating landscape of the Houston Astros ballpark. So we have the final five, which is Edge, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins for the time being, because Seth Rollins, who last year was a babyface and now is a heel this year or tonight, he gets the ass whooping in the Rumble, and after a Claymore kick, he gets a RKO, he gets a power slam, he gets a Superman punch, he gets a Claymore, and then he gets eliminated by McIntyre. So we get the final four, which is Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, and Edge. And then obviously Rated RKO is working together against Roman Reigns and Randy Orton. But then after a double RKO to Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton teased so hard that he might eliminate Edge, but he was just like, "Oh no, it's okay, buddy. Let's go work on them first, and then when we get to the final two, then we'll get to them. Then we'll focus on each other." What's up, Yuri? How are you doing? Your favorite wrestler, Seth Rollins? Yeah, it sucks. All right, we don't allow that in the chat. But yeah, your boy wrestler Seth Rollins is not getting that title shot again at Mania. But anyway, instead, like, Edge eliminates Randy Orton, and Randy Orton's just like, man, screw you. But Edge is just like, I knew you were gonna do it. You can't trust me either, man. You can't trust me either. So Reigns and Edge paired off. So they're fighting each other to determine who has the best spear in WWE. But obviously Edge has the best one. And Edge was about to spear, or about to eliminate Roman Reigns from the Rumble, but Roman Reigns saved himself by like hanging on tightly to the ropes. So Edge is about to spear him, but Roman Reigns hits him in time, and he drags Edge onto the apron. So they're like teetering on there. So they're fighting, but Roman Reigns makes Edge loses his balance, and Edge unfortunately gets eliminated. So we're down to the final two with Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. And everyone's in fear because it might be Roman Reigns winning the Rumble, because he hits McIntyre with the Superman punch, and he's about to hit a spear, but instead he gets clapped with the Claymore kick, and he wins, or Drew McIntyre wins the Royal Rumble. And I was like, yes, thank you. But I'm really excited for what's to come for Drew McIntyre, because now he obviously gave us that tease with the Brock Lesnar at Mania, because he kept staring he kept staring him down after he got eliminated. So I think he will likely go after Brock Lesnar. So I don't see him going after Bray Wyatt. Yeah, exactly, Yuri. So I don't see him going after Bray Wyatt unless WWE is really daring. So Drew McIntyre will go after Brock Lesnar, and I think it could be a really, really good feud. I just not sure if they're ready to put the title on McIntyre at Mania. That was the concern I had on Friday's DylanLasagna Live, but I'm excited for what's to come for Drew McIntyre. This is a feel good moment for fans out there. So I'm excited. So what you got, Yuri? Have you? Yeah, that's what I've been saying about Brock Lesnar. This was like half of the Royal Rumble match. The first half of the Royal Rumble match was pretty much a burial of the WWE, like the majority of the WWE main roster. It was like each and every entry that was coming out, like after Brock Lesnar, was pretty much a burial. Like all those entries lasted like less than a minute. Even John Morrison, who just came back, even John Morrison, when he just came back, I was like, well, that was a waste. Well, Ricochet helped eliminate Brock Lesnar. I mean, he had a role in eliminating Brock Lesnar. So Ricochet didn't get eliminated by Brock Lesnar. So, but yeah, it was pretty frustrating to like watch Brock Lesnar pretty much dominate the Royal Rumble match. But at the same time, it was pretty expected. I honestly, on the alternate side, I honestly was also expecting Cain Velasquez to come out at some point during this match, like, and eliminate Brock Lesnar. But he never did. He never did, which was kind of odd because the two have history, and I would have thought that Cain Velasquez would have wanted some form of revenge, but I guess not. But that is the men's Royal Rumble match. I really like the pick here. I think Drew McIntyre is going to be one of those wrestlers that could be a really good WWE champion. I just don't know if they're going to pull the trigger at WrestleMania. But hey, I thought I could be wrong. Okay. The women's side. I know I was supposed to do a reaction to this. Again, for those of you just joining, I wanted to do a women's Rumble reaction when it happened, but I guess I was dumb enough to use Streamlabs to do it, it never went through. But I'm gonna make it up to all of you and talk about the women's Royal Rumble, and honestly say maybe the reaction was a blessing to the women's Rumble reaction was a blessing to never happen, because honestly there was nothing exciting that happened here. Like, absolutely nothing. I mean, I didn't expect like Bianca Belair to dominate half of the Royal Rumble, because she was like eliminating people. Like, she had the most eliminations in this Rumble, but it was just like, oh yeah, I forgot about Naomi. Thank you, Yuri. Yeah, I totally forgot about Naomi. But I'll get to her in a second. But everyone else, like Mighty Molly and like a lot of these entries were like either NXT picks or like there were only like a few Legends picks, like Mighty Molly and Kelly. I think those were the only two Legends picks. And oh yeah, and Beth Phoenix. But is she really a Legends pick at this point? Because she's always on NXT weekly on commentary. So, but mostly you had NXT picks that a lot of people don't know, because it's like WWE doesn't promote NXT that much, or like they don't promote video packages for a lot of these NXT wrestlers either. So it's like, why should we care? And going into this match, it was like there's only 7 or 9 spots filled in the Rumble. So it's just like there's even less reason to care. But Bianca Belair was pretty much in this match like for a good portion of it. I totally forgot about Lana and the whole Liv Morgan thing, because like when Liv Morgan came out, she immediately eliminated Lana, and then Lana eliminated her as payback. Like, even though Lana was already eliminated, she apparently could still eliminate Liv Morgan, which was kind of weird. So they pretty much like fought like after that. And then, oh yeah, aside from the like Naomi making a return and making that bridge, yes, you're about to bring up my next point. Mandy Rose and the whole Otis thing. It was like when Bianca Belair was about to eliminate, or supposedly eliminated, Mandy Rose, Otis caught her. I said I didn't catch this, but I didn't like firsthand, but it was just like Otis in like one of the clutchest Royal Rumble moments. Otis caught Mandy Rose like from under the Otis rolled from under the ring in time to catch Mandy Rose. That's clutch. That was pretty clutch if you ask me. But later on is like she saved her again, but she couldn't also save Sonya Deville like at the same time. So they both got eliminated. So you got other competitors like Kairi Sane, Mia Yim, Dana Brooke, Tamina. Dakota Kai also entered at the halfway point. I would have expected Tegan Nox to enter next at number 16, but she would later appear at number 28. I was wondering why they didn't like have her enter right after Dakota Kai, because they're feuding on NXT right now, like, and they have a match on Wednesday, I think. So I wonder why they didn't want to build up or like at least try to promote their feud during the Royal Rumble. I don't know. But anyway, it's like here comes Charlotte at number 17, as soon as Bianca Belair eliminates Alexa Bliss. And here we go. It's just like, oh shit. It's like, I honestly like had like a bandwagoning for Bianca, because it's just like anyone but Charlotte. And then obviously you had Naomi came out after that. Then you had Beth Phoenix, who apparently had a laceration in the back of her head. That's why, if you noticed, like there was like red on her in the back of her head. I guess she was bleeding. We'll get to that in a second, actually. Then you had Toni Storm come out. Then you had Kelly as the next surprise, Sarah Logan. So pretty much the field's starting to get filled with a lot of unknowns, except for Natalya, Xia Li, Zelina Vega. I actually correctly called out that Zelina Vega was going to be in the Royal Rumble again during the kickoff match between Andrade and Humberto Carrillo. Shotzi Blackheart, Carmella came out, and then like after Carmella came out, it was pretty much fair game on who was the next three, because like I don't know, it's like they were only 7 to 9 like announced participants, and Carmella was the last of the 7 to 9, so it's like anyone could have came out after that. So then you had Tegan Knox, and then I'm still laughing at this. I was still laughing at this. Santina Marella. So pretty much Santina Morella's alter ego. So history lesson time. For those of you that watched WrestleMania 25, they did this invitational battle royale where it's like whoever won the battle royal will be named Miss WrestleMania, and then Santina Marella was doing this whole storyline of trying to get in that battle royal, but she wasn't like a women's wrestler, so she disguised herself as a woman, and that's where the whole Santina gimmick comes in, and she entered at number 29, and I was laughing my ass off when this happened, and everyone in the ring, everyone, like including the commentary team, was pissed. Especially Beth Phoenix, because I think she was the one that was eliminated by Santino to be like on his way to winning that Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal. So like Santina is facing Beth Phoenix, but then it's just like Natalia is there as well. It's like she's scared, and Santina, like, rather than face the wrath of Phoenix and Natalia, she just gave herself the Cobra and eliminated herself. And I'm just like, wait, that counts? That counts? I'm like, well, okay. Poor Santina. I'm just surprised, like, Santina didn't eliminate herself in 1 second, like Santino. Then you had number 30, and this was actually one of my other, like, I don't know, it's not like locked in picks, but it was just like one of my whatever picks. Shayna Baszler from NXT. So like pretty much half of the field was NXT at this point, but at least Shayna Baszler gave me a reason of hope to like light up the women's division on the main roster. Shayna Baszler entered at number 30. She went after Flair, and she eliminated people pretty quickly. She took out Xia Li. She took out Tegan Knox. She threw away Selena Vega. She took away Blackheart. And then she went on a tear pretty much. She eliminated Toni Storm, Carmella, and then Naomi. Immediately after Naomi did the bridge like spot, then you had the final four with Beth Phoenix, Natalia, and Charlotte. But it's just like, even when they had the whole heart attack spot with given to Baszler, it's like, in a twist of fate, it's like Beth Phoenix eliminated Natalia in a reverse of fortune from last year. So it's just like Baszler went on the attack on Beth Phoenix, and well, Beth Phoenix found herself eliminated. I mean, she did need to like have that wound sewn up anyway. So we're down to the last two as like very quickly, because Charlotte tried to eliminate like Baszler as soon as she eliminated Beth Phoenix, and honestly, I thought Shayna was gonna win it, because like Charlotte tried to go for her Hurricanrana, but Shayna caught her, and then she was trying to push her out, but Charlotte like fought out of it, and then Charlotte caught her. Charlotte caught her by the Charlotte caught her by the legs, and then pulled out Baszler for the win. And great. Charlotte finally has something on her resume that is the Women's Royal Rumble match. And people were not happy about this, and I was one of them. And, oh boy. I honestly thought that, like, Shayna Baszler was going to win this Royal Rumble match, go on to face Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, and perhaps even win the title from Becky Lynch. Because it's just like, I'm going to go into this later, but can we just be done with the whole man thing with Becky Lynch? Can we just be done with it? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, at least with Shayna, it's like we haven't seen what she can do on the main roster. We've seen her dominate NXT already. We can now see what she can do on the main roster. But now that she's been eliminated by Charlotte of all people, we can't now. Now going to Charlotte. Oh man, I don't know. It's just a predictable formula. It's like, as much as Charlotte can bring her like A game, it's just, how many times have we seen Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair? And how many times have we seen Charlotte Flair versus Bayley? It's like, why did we need to go this route? Why? Like, I guess the sooner the better to get it out of the way, so we don't have to worry about like the next coming years. I don't know. I just don't like this idea. Unless they have Charlotte challenge Becky right away at the Elimination Chamber, and they somehow... Oh man, no, I don't even want to think about it. I think either way, this is just going to be the beginning of the end of Becky Lynch. The whole Becky Lynch's man thing. This is the beginning of the end of Becky Lynch's man thing. It's like Charlotte wins the Rumble, Becky wins against Asuka, but it's like Charlotte chooses Becky for Mania or whenever. Charlotte wins, Becky gets buried again. She gets put in the background again. Nobody's gonna win out of this. Nobody's gonna win. It's a lose-lose situation, and it's gonna make people hate Charlotte even more. But then again, this Women's Royal Rumble match was a testament of how severely weak this women's division is, both main roster and NXT wise. At least on NXT, you got the talent on both NXT and NXT UK, but the main roster just is severely lacking talent on both Raw and SmackDown, especially with characters, you know. And yet they want to rename the championships and eventually maybe even the divisions to just division. But I don't know. I'm just disappointed with Flair winning the match. Okay, you want me to talk about Daniel Bryan versus The Fiend? I honestly enjoyed this match. It took me a good while to get invested in it, but it was very good. It was very, very good. Finally, after 4 months, they finally got rid of the red lighting during Bray Wyatt's matches. So we finally got natural light during his match. So I'm happy. I'm happy that people could see during this match. That people were able to, in the crowd, were able to see. So, like, you have the strap match, so Daniel Bryan, Bray Wyatt can, so The Fiend can't escape Daniel Bryan or play mind games with him. And man, I thought this was gonna be another squash match by The Fiend because, excuse me, as soon as he got in a majority of offense on Daniel Bryan, he just started whipping him around. It's like whatever Daniel Bryan tried to do, like the suicide dives or like the running knees. It's like Bray Wyatt was always there to counter it. It was just crazy, man. But Daniel Bryan, it's like he never gave up. He never gave up. It's like he did a crossbody that almost destroyed the cameraman. He used the strap to like pull Bray Wyatt into the ring post, and then he hit a DDT onto Bray Wyatt onto the announce table. So, and he even almost made Bray Wyatt tap out to the label lock with the strap, but Bray Wyatt quickly he didn't tap out. He quickly fought out of it and just beat up on Bryan. It's like, it's just a testament of, yeah, what Yuri's pointing out. He's invincible. It's like, he can be hurt, he can try to be pinned, but you won't keep him down for a full 3 count, or you can't tap him out. But it's just a testament of how resilient Daniel Bryan is. It's just like he was just this close, but no cigar, because Daniel Bryan was trying to fire up again. He hit a running knee, but he couldn't get it to go. He couldn't get the 3 count, and Daniel Bryan was trying to Hulk up, but Bray Wyatt was right behind him. Like he was already standing up, and Daniel Bryan already knew he was screwed. So he tried to whip him around with the whip, but Bray Wyatt was no selling that shit, and he got a call out. And Bray Wyatt's still your Universal Champion. And it does make sense, because it's just like it was the only reasonable choice. But now going to WrestleMania season, obviously the question becomes who's Bray Wyatt gonna face at WrestleMania? That's a very tough one. It could be Roman Reigns. It could be anyone. I honestly predict it's number one contender is gonna be decided in an Elimination Chamber. But honestly, anything can happen. But even then, I would still have Bray Wyatt keep his title after WrestleMania, because The Fiend is still very dominant. I think he should hold on to his title for a very long time. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. What do you guys say? First chat was, I don't think Bray Wyatt was gonna tap out. Interesting. He stabbed a pen in his hand. Are you thinking of the whole Brock Lesnar thing, or from 2014? Oh wait, I don't remember this. But anyway, what else happened on the Royal Rumble? Oh yeah, there were the Raw Women's Championship match, Becky Lynch and Asuka. Like I said before, I like Becky Lynch as a wrestler, but her whole gimmick as the man has completely started to wear off on me. I don't know. It's just, even though she can cut some good promos, it's just like her gimmick hasn't evolved enough for me to care about her anymore. It's just like going around saying, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. I represent this company as the top champion. I'm the man. She's like John Cena, but without the flavor, you know? So you go into this match with Asuka. She's the only woman you haven't beaten yet. and it's like the same venue that you lost to Asuka at the Royal Rumble last year. So now it's like it's time to recollect your debt. And honestly, I don't know. This was a match I wasn't that really invested in. It's like I honestly don't know. It's like I honestly don't know. It's like there. What do you guys think? Because all I remember is like Becky Lynch tried to go for the Exploder. The only thing I remember from it was like the ending. Asuka tried to go for the Green Mist, but Becky Lynch kicked her in the midsection, which caused Asuka to spit out all the mist, which allowed Becky to go to lock into Disarmer to win. Oh yeah, there was one moment in the match which I particularly didn't like. So Asuka kicks Becky in the head like 4 times, and then the 5th time, she kicks Becky really hard in the head. And then we all thought Becky was concussed or something, but the referee's about to end the match on a TKO. But Becky is like, no, don't end the match. Don't end the match. So she pretty much fakes out. She's like a Hulk Hogan. She's pulling a Hulk Hogan. And I particularly didn't like that moment because it's just like, come on, be unique now. It's like she's like, I don't know. She's not being herself. And it's kind of like the testament of like I'm getting really tired of this Becky Lynch character or like man character. So it's like she pulls that act and Asuka kicks her in the head again, but it's like she kicks out and then you obviously have that sequence with Asuka failing to spit green mist at Becky and then she taps out to the Disarmer and Becky retains the Raw Women's Championship. But like I said before, you should be very concerned about, like for all you fans of Becky Lynch, you should be very concerned about Becky Lynch's time as Raw Women's Champion and even as a main event women's wrestler, because Charlotte Flair just won the Royal Rumble and will most likely go after Becky Lynch and probably will win the title from Becky. Will probably win the title from Becky at WrestleMania, if not earlier. I say earlier because there's a possibility, very small possibility, that Ronda Rousey comes back to challenge Charlotte for the title at WrestleMania, hence giving us that one-on-one match between Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey, and Becky Lynch is just sitting on the sidelines like Vince wanted her to. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's a very concerning time for Becky Lynch fans and Becky Lynch herself because she might be at her wit's end of a main event player, like during WrestleMania season. Ronda Rousey left almost a year ago. Like she's still with WWE, but like she's taking a break. So because she wants to start a family, Ronda Rousey, Yuri, she's trying to start a family with her husband. But that's pretty much what's going on with Ronda Rousey. But I don't know how that's been going so far. You stopped watching wrestling when Becky and Rollins had an on-screen relationship. Yeah, that was kind of pretty much the tipping point for me with the Becky Lynch. as soon as they were forcing down that relationship with Rollins, and I was pretty much done with Becky Lynch. Like, at least her character, at least her man character, and that Rollins. As for Rollins, that was pretty much like the halfway point of me not liking his own character as well. Um, but yeah, that man's man T-shirt was not great. That was probably one of the worst T-shirts I've seen yet. Um, but yeah, be worried, Lynch fans, especially all of you Lynch Instagram accounts, all you fan accounts out there. All right, some other happenings on the Royal Rumble show were the SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley versus Lacey Evans. Very sloppy match. For those of you invested in Lacey Evans, I mean, Lacey Evans is a like kind of like the mom role model, but it's just like she still needs to work heavily on her wrestling ability, because it's like if you thought she was gonna win the SmackDown Women's Championship, it's like I don't know. It's like as much as I wanted to, it's like she has so much to work on as a wrestler. It's like she is missing springboard dives. She was missing drop kicks. It's like still very sloppy in the ring. I don't know what the heck. Is it like was she sloppy like when it comes to big matches? I don't know. But I do have hope for her in the future. I just think I think she needs more time, like away from the main event scene, like in the women's division. And I don't know. What the heck, Bayley? Like I had hope for you too. When it came to your heel turn, but it's just like she's pretty much the same. Even when she was a face, it's like face or heel. It's like Bayley's the same. Bayley's the same person. It's like you cut your hair, you're still the same person. It's like as a face or a heel. It's like I don't really care now anymore about Bayley. And oh yeah, where was Sasha Banks tonight? She wasn't here during Bayley's match. She didn't even like appear during the Women's Royal Rumble. Where was she at? Hmm. I don't know. But anyway, Bayley retained her title after like a dirty finish. She pretty much blocked a springboard moonsault, and then like pinned Lacey Evans by grabbing the tights. Oh, Sasha Banks is on the shelf. Like, what happened? I haven't watched Raw or SmackDown in like months. All right. Oh yeah. Um. Oh okay. Oh yeah, he had the Falls Count Anywhere match to kick off the show between Roman Reigns and King Corbin before they were in the Royal Rumble match. So this was a uh pretty good Falls Count Anywhere match to kick off the show. It was like I thought they were just gonna be around the ringside area, throughout the whole like match, but no, they were going all over the the Astros like baseball field, um, during the match, and yeah, that camera work did pretty good, and then it reached the boiling point where it's like Roman Reigns hit us two Samoan drops on Baron Corbin through two of the international announced teams. What was it? Oh yeah, the announced tables, which were pretty much regular tables but just covered in black cloth. But anyway, um, yeah, they were battling all the way up to the outfield, where Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode were getting involved, and then you got the Usos, fighting each other. But this was a pretty crazy brawl that stretched all the way around the baseball field. Um, it's like I thought they were gonna fight all the way up to the higher part of the field because when you watch a Houston Astros game, like it's like during the World Series, they like when they were playing the Dodgers, the Astros like when they made a home run, it's like they have this like train, like they have this like big train set, um, that goes around briefly, and it's just like I thought they were gonna go up there and just like have the train go off, but this was another good spot though was that Roman Reigns put Baron Corbin in a porta potty and then just like tipped it over, and I'm just like ew, ew. I hope no one took a shit in there because that would have been really dirty. And then they met at the climax of the match. They were at the dugout of the Astros, who, by the way, this is my one nitpick about the Astros. Never bothered to clean up their freaking World Series decals off their dugouts 3 months after losing the World Series to the Nationals. I'm like, really? Really? Oh yeah, that thing with Jey Uso jumping out of nowhere. It was like, that was insane. But yeah, the freaking Houston Astros like didn't even bother to take off the World Series decal off their dugout. It's like, man, you must really want to embrace losing the World Series like for another 3 months. I'm like, okay, I dig. I guess you want to see WWE fans dig that too. But anyway, it's like Roman Reigns hits a spear on top of the dugout and gets the win in a pretty good Falls Count Anywhere match. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty fun to watch. Let's see what we got here. Let me see the kickoff matches. Oh yeah, the United States Championship match: Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through these kickoff matches pretty quickly because I don't care about them. I'm sorry, I don't care about them. So Andrade defeated Humberto Carrillo on a sunset flip reversal. So he pretty much fruit rolled up Humberto Carrillo retained his U.S. Championship, despite the fact that Humberto Carrillo returned from a kayfabe injury. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I found weird too. It's like, how come they didn't show signs of fatigue after their Falls Count Anywhere match? It's like, come on, guys, you really no-sold that? And then Sheamus defeated Shorty G or Chad Gable, whatever. So that was pretty much your Royal Rumble. That was pretty much your Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Overall, I thought it was a pretty decent pay-per-view. Obviously, I didn't like the women's Royal Rumble match result, but there were some things in this Royal Rumble pay-per-view that were pretty decent. I did really enjoy like the ending to the pay-per-view, and like the match itself. Edge returning was really shocking to me. I mean, yeah, that Sheamus match, I would like. I let it slide because Sheamus is yeah, that finger thing was kind of cringe, but other than that, it's just like he clearly has some ring rust that he needs to clean up. But the Royal Rumble match itself was pretty damn good. I mean, except for the fact that Brock Lesnar dominated half of it. But hell, I think Brock Lesnar already has his challenger for WrestleMania, and that is Drew McIntyre. And we're just 2 months away from that match happening. Unless if Drew McIntyre tries to go after Bray Wyatt. But hell, anything can happen. And well, folks, we're on the road to WrestleMania, and if you're excited about it or not excited about it, let me know about that in the comments. What would happen? Oh God, no! Please don't give me that reality. Please don't give me that. Well, if Brock Lesnar would had both titles and won, who would he face? Well, Brock Lesnar would face Brock Lesnar. It's like that Spider-Man meme where Spider-Man faces Spider-Man. He's like, you. That's pretty much how it would be. Brock Lesnar facing himself. Or if they want to get really technical, like they're doing with TNA, Brock Lesnar could face Becky Lynch. Brock Lesnar could take Becky Lynch to Suplex City. I don't know, guys. But what do you guys think about the Royal Rumble pay-per-view overall? I would give it an 8 out of 10. It was like a couple of those matches take it down a notch for me, especially that women's Royal Rumble match. But you hope Rollins gets a title match. Like, what kind of title match? I don't expect him to get like a world title match this time around. But I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. Again, the women's Royal Rumble match disappointed me. But the men's Rumble, the Falls Count Anywhere, Edge's return, and like some parts of the Raw Women's title match was pretty okay to me. But yeah, let me sound off in the comments below if you're watching the replay, and if you're still watching the live portion, sound off in the chat before the stream ends. But as for right now, the road to WrestleMania has officially begun, and honestly, I'll try to be somewhat excited despite not watching wrestling in like 2 months. But anyway, thank you all for watching episode 40 of DylanLasagna Live, pretty much the recap of the Royal Rumble 2020, and thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to like the stream, or if you didn't like it, dislike it, leave a comment, and most importantly, if you're not already, subscribe. Alright everyone, always be delicious, and I'll see you all next time. And I'm out. Take care. Hold on. There's actually one more thing I wanted to say. Yeah, there's actually one more thing that I forgot to mention throughout this the stream. I forgot to mention at the beginning. For those of you, whether you not watch sports or yeah, for those of you that watch sports, or it's like you don't even have to watch sports, but at least have a sense of what's going on right now. But it's like what's going on right now is that NBA legend, basketball legend Kobe Bryant has suddenly and tragically passed away at 41 in a helicopter crash. That was the biggest thing going on today. It's like he passed away at age 41 and at around 11 o'clock. And it was reported that a helicopter crashed around, what's the name of the city? Uh, Calabasas is around 9 o'clock California time here in California, Calabasas, California. Um, like sources like TMZ, ESPN, ABC News were saying that Kobe and his daughter Gianna and seven others were flying in a helicopter, um, going to a a travel basketball game, but it's like the helicopter crash and Kobe Bryant was one of the people that unfortunately was in that crash, and there were no survivors. Um, I don't know. I'm just telling you guys this because it's just like, just like make the most out of your life. It's like because it's just so short. It's like it's for Kobe. It's like he did so much for the basketball world, and it's like he's done so much for his family. I didn't know him that well or that personally, or personally at all, but it's like regardless of his feud with Shaq, like after they won three straight NBA titles, it's like the beef he had with them. They patched that up. It's like all for like the debates between Kobe versus Jordan or Kobe versus LeBron and all that stuff. It's just like there's no there's nothing that will ever erase Kobe's legacy in the NBA or even in life. He was doing a lot after he retired in 2016. It's like even his like retirement game was like um very reflecting. It's like 60 points um in his final game against the Jazz. It's like he helped the Lakers come back in his final game against the Jazz. And that was the same night uh, that the Warriors broke the single season record for most games won at 73-9. But it was like there's two intertwining stories that night. It was like the Warriors trying to break the single season record for most games won, and then Kobe's final game. But I don't know. It was just like when that news hit, I was just like, I was shocked. I was really shocked. Um, and like even though I'm just like a very casual basketball fan, it's just like Kobe still speaks voices to me. Um, but my thoughts and prayers are with Kobe's family, especially his wife. I know she has to be suffering the most during this awful time. And I just hope for that you know, it's like Mamba mentality will live on forever for everyone out there, whether you're a fan of the Lakers or a fan of Kobe or not. It's like his Mamba mentality will live on through everyone forever, and to that, may he rest in paradise. So I just wish all the love and prayers for Kobe Bryant's family during this horrible time. So yeah. So yeah. All right. Hopefully you all will send, whether or not you watch basketball or care about like sports in general, just like do do some due diligence and like just do some due diligence and like give a prayer and some like warm thoughts to Kobe's family during this horrible time. All right, everyone. To Kobe and his family, always be delicious, and hopefully all of you will stay positive and stay uplifting, and you'll bounce back during this tragic time. And rest in paradise, Kobe.